Hello, and welcome to this broadcast in the BeLivers group. I'm Stephen, and this is a BeLive broadcast. So let's make one change straight away. Go to the logo and bring in the BeLive logo, and that appears top right, which is why I've moved the clock down there. Okay, that clock can be moved anywhere around the screen. There you are. So the countdown clock can be moved. That's my first tip of the day. And the other tip is that if you want to have a cover photo, you can show it at the start of your broadcast and you can carry on talking. Okay, so let's take that card out of the way by hiding it. And our show today is about 5 common mistakes to avoid in your live stream. And I'm back. So, welcome to the show. And we are indeed going to go through 5 common mistakes that we all make. I mean, I'm including myself in this. When I sort of put the notes together for this show, I was writing about me, not necessarily about you as well, but writing about me. Now, the thing that drives this show, as I just removed that from the screen, is comments, your comments. In actual fact, it's true to say that if you comment, someone else will see this broadcast. And I'll be coming back to that later in the show to talk more about what effect each single comment has on a show in a group. It's so important. And I will explain everything. So if you comment, someone else will see this broadcast. I'm grateful to Silborn. And good evening, Silborn. Nice to see you. And it brings me on to my first point, which was raised by Silborn before the show. So we're driven by your questions as well as the main topic. You can ask any question you want. Now, there was, for want of a better phrase, there was a Facebook outage. It's a rare event, we know, but it affected all live broadcasting systems, and we had to wait for Facebook to do the work to find the resolution of the problem. And thank you to everybody who waited patiently. Silborn was one of the people waiting, and so was I. And the answer to the question was, if you can't go live on Facebook, then you can still, using BeLive, go live on YouTube and then download the video from BeLive and upload it to Facebook. That bit still works. That bit is not part of being live. That's recorded video. So record the broadcast as normal, but don't go to Facebook. If Facebook has an outage, just go to YouTube, download the video, then upload it, and then you can upload it as a premiere if you wish, and it will play just as normal. You can be sat there watching the premiere with everybody else, and instead of actually being on screen, you can answer the comments as they come in. Okay, so thank you, Silban, for that solution to a problem. And we're over to Facebook users saying good stuff. Now, Facebook user, I cannot see your name, I cannot see your picture, but if you look at the top of this post, the text that describes this video, you'll see a link. If you click that link, then next time you comment, I will be able to show your picture and your name on screen. Now, this is not BeLive, this is Facebook. Facebook are quite happy for you and I to go to the BeLive streamers group and see all the comments and the posts. But they're not happy for BeLive to do that unless you give express permission, because BeLive streamers is a closed group. So thank you for your comment, and over to, and we're doing well for comments, so more people see this. And good morning, Rocky, nice to see you. And okay, let's go on. And if you've got any comments, repeat place. Above this video in the Facebook group is text where I put in something like, I'll read it to you, then you can recognize it. The text says, what could possibly go wrong when we're live broadcasting? And if you scroll down probably a more button there somewhere. You will see it, and hopefully the next time you comment, you'll find it. Thank you. You're most welcome. Okay. So today's topic is 5 common mistakes to avoid in your live broadcast. Now, whether you've been broadcasting 6 days or 6 years, which is technically possible, then there is going to be mistakes that you actually make without thinking. They've become part of your routine, and I'm going to go through 5 of them. When I set out to do this morning, I made a list of about 15 different mistakes, and I whittled it down to 5. So we're going to look at the top 5. If you feel there's one that's missing, then please do type it in the comments or show it on screen and discuss it. So you're in control. Okay. Number 1. Okay, so this is 1 of 5. Number 1, and I'm going to change the theme. Just give me a chance to change my theme so that you can actually see it as I typed it. Okay, so not rebooting your machine before the broadcast. This is one of the major problems that people have, is that they do not reboot their machines before every broadcast. Now, before this broadcast, I switched my machine off. I then switched it back on, and I then went straight to Chrome and straight to my BeLive Studio. I did not do anything else. That's it. The routine is switch off, switch on, Chrome, BeLive Studio. The reason for doing this is that throughout a normal day, when we're actually using our computer in business, we surf and we go to different websites, and our Chrome browser actually says, that's a nice website. I like that one. I'll save the details in case you revisit it. Okay, and that information is then held in memory until you switch off. If you run an application from your desktop, then that application will take up memory. Even when you close it, it may still be running in the background and it will be taking up memory. Everything that you do on your desktop does cause the system memory and CPU to be used. Okay, and it's incremental. I mean, at the moment on my machine, there are things going on that I can't see. A lot of the processes that happen on your machine happen automatically. Windows or Mac, iOS or Linux are actually got routines running in the background, and they've been running and gathering data whilst you've been surfing. And one of the biggest things we do on our computers is to actually surf the web and collect images and find the answer to questions. So in order to be working at maximum efficiency, you must, and this is not, I'll do it if I think about it. No. Do it every single time that you are about to go live. Switch your machine off and switch it back on again. It's the simplest way of running at maximum efficiency. Okay. The other thing not to do is, and we found this out the other week, don't run a Windows update 30 minutes before you're due to go live, because then you're on tenterhooks because you don't know whether it's going to finish in time. And Windows is well known for doing things in the background. When I switched my machine on not 15 minutes ago, it said, welcome, you have Microsoft Office 365. Would you like to change the defaults? Okay, so switch it on in plenty of time so that you can answer Microsoft's questions, get those out of the way, and then come straight to Chrome, straight to your studio. Do not go anywhere else. And I'm going to take another comment before I carry on and say hello to Sophie. Nice to see you. And Facebook user. System mechanic is very good for cleaning and clearing memory, etc., and deleting all temporary internet files and clearing the cache all in one. Good idea. from a maintenance point of view, System Mechanic is good. There are alternatives. I've got to say that to be fair to everybody. And the other thing you can do every so often, because System Mechanic will do it automatically, is to clear your browser cache of any, I was going to say rubbish for a moment. That's not quite right, is it? Clear it of the things that it thinks you need, because there's this thing called prefetch. And where you visit a site frequently, Chrome says, you've been there before. This is what I already know. And it brings that up on screen and then refreshes. So do switch your machine off, do switch it back on again, go straight to Chrome, straight to your studio. And that's one of the 5 common mistakes to avoid in live stream. And it's so easy to do. Get into the routine. Okay, so I'm not going to label a point, but that was point 1. Not rebooting your machine before the broadcast. And I'm going to stop the crawler and I'm going to take that off screen. Okay, now the biggest problem that I've seen, especially with people who are new to live broadcasting, is the second one. And the second one is totally under our control. It's not about the software, it's not about the broadcasting. This is something that we can do or should do. And it's quite simply this. So my second point is this one. And it's got number 2 against it, so I can actually find it. Okay, just a minute. I'm going to skip back a minute. Just don't miss any comments. Exactly so. It's the fix for most computer problems. Did you try to turn it off and on again? And that's featured in many a sketch about the internet and things. I'm trying to think of you've got me going now, Sophie. I'm trying to think of a program which starred 2 technicians and the office manageress who wasn't a techie. If you know which one it was, then please, I'll put the answer in and display it on screen. Okay, so point number 2 is no agenda and no planning. It will scroll. It does say no agenda and no planning. If you have an idea for a show, see, I told you to set planning. If you've got an idea for a show and the idea's in your head, you write down the title, you write a short description, and you schedule your show. If that's all you do, then I've got to say that you are dicing with, well, you're dicing with being live and forgetting what you're going to say. Yeah. The key to appearing to be spontaneous is, for us as broadcasters, is the same as for comedians. Okay, when you see a great comedian on television, or even better, live, then you think that you're listening to it's not scripted. It just comes out. It's, yeah. That script, that particular session has actually been practiced. The way comedians do it is that if they're going to appear at a large concert, then they practice in smaller venues. And that's how they hone their act to perfection. They practice and they have an agenda. They know what they're going to talk about. They know the jokes that they're going to tell. We should know the stories that we're going to tell. Now, this is also called, the agenda is called the run of show. Now, BeLive is the only system where I can type in my agenda and show it on screen. And I can do it easily. I can have multiple agendas with multiple items on, and it simply works. I can bring a topic on screen and take it off again. It's very difficult to ad lib for 30 minutes, even harder to ad lib for 60 minutes. What you should do is to actually, as you either script it on paper, if you take If you take a notepad, that's a picture of me. If you take a notepad and just write down the topics that you're going to talk about, the stories that you're going to tell. If you then put it in your agenda, even better, because my agenda today is telling me what I'm going to talk about next. So I can just look to the side and I can see what my next topic is. I can be preparing for it. So do have an agenda. Just write it down. You remember it better. If things are written down, when we're trying to clear our heads at the end of the day, ready for tomorrow, and we make a list of things that I must do in the morning, same principle here. When you're going live, have a work-to list, a to-do list, a list of topics to actually talk about, and you'll find it flows a lot easier. Now, my way of doing this show, because this show is an official Be Live show, is that I write a blog post. And that blog post is basically my script. Now, I've got to tell you, I am not reading the blog post to you now, but writing a blog post about the live video means I organize my thoughts and I write, hopefully, an intelligible blog post, which is interesting and informative and occasionally fun. So I spent this morning writing a blog post all about today's topic, and I've lost my mouse. Today's topic, which is, if you're just joining us, 5 common mistakes to avoid in your live stream. So I've written a blog about that, and I'll give you a link to it after this broadcast. But that meant that I could actually gather my thoughts. Okay, so back to the comments. And Sophie's last one was, did you turn it off and on again? And always good advice. And the IT crowd, thank you, friend. You see, I described the program successfully, but I couldn't remember the IT crowd or the IT crowd. A good show. And Peter's saying he must try that sometime. Well, you're pretty good off the cuff, Peter. I think if you, I mean, thank you for the comment, Peter. What you do, it's a fine balance. If you come here with an empty head, then you're going to go silent. You're going to have spots where you don't speak. You're going to have problems. If you make a list, then you can go to the list and you can check the list and make sure you're talking about. The other thing I wouldn't do, though, I've seen shows, and Peter is definitely not guilty of this. I have seen live broadcasts on Be Live and elsewhere where I can tell that somebody is reading from a script. Now, there's nothing wrong in that if that's your way of doing things, but you have to find the best way for you. Now, for me, a script would just kill it, because I mean, I'm just talking off the cuff about topics I rehearsed earlier in the day, just like the comedians do. But it would kill it if it was word for word. What you don't want to be is a robot. I mean, if just from my personal point of view, you're going to find out one or two things that I don't quite agree with during this broadcast. That didn't make it into the top 5. If you are just in front of the screen and you're actually reading something at the side, then your attention is taken away from your audience. Because hopefully, with me looking at the camera today, it means that I'm engaging people. As soon as you look away from the camera, that engagement is lost. Yeah. So I'm fighting now to regain what I lost a moment ago. So have an outline, a script, but not a detailed script, and certainly not a line-by-line script. That is the second problem that I see, especially if you're a new broadcaster and you don't know how to get started. And this is what frightens a lot of people. This is why, especially in the UK, people are frightened of going live, because they think they're going to lose credibility, for want of a better phrase, and that by going live, they're not going to be seen at their best. Well, this is the place to be seen at your best. This is the place to actually be you and use your own words and become known, liked, and trusted for what you actually say during the broadcast. And was the IT crowd. Peter is going to try it sometime. Good luck with that, Pete. And the next comment's coming in. Thank you for all his comments. Why isn't Ed Weinberg's name showing up? Because presumably Ed Weinberg actually typed that. I think there have been changes at Facebook, Ed. If you go to the yeah, or it might not be Ed typing it. If you go to the post at the top, which begins with the immortal words, "What could possibly go wrong when we are live broadcasting?" Click the more bit and you'll see a link. Ed and possibly you need to click that link once. But if something's changed and you have clicked it before, this link is different for every single piece of broadcasting software there is. So clicking it for Restream, say, does not give you the clearance to be seen by BeLive. It means that when you watch a Restream broadcast, you're okay, but not a BeLive broadcast. So humor me, if nothing else, and just click it again. And that Ed Weinberg is here, and he's fixed it. And yeah, thanks for the link, Ed. As I say, it is in the op-ed, but thank you for that and helping. Proves that it works. And you just fixed that. You are there. I can see you. I can see your picture and I can see your photograph. And say hello to JS. Hi, Stephen. See, JS did this last week. And now every time that JS actually posts on here, I can see his name. Back to Ed. This is Ed. Did the link work this time? Yes, it did. That's your picture. Okay, and over to JS again. And I tell people to always ask first. Good idea. And do I benefit from doing this live? Yep. If you're actually watching this live, and thank you, then your comment is showing on screen now. Now, today we're actually live in the BeLivers. Oh, sorry, I keep saying BeLivers. After 5 years, you can't blame me, 4.5 years, in the BeLive streamers community, we're live today. After this broadcast, I will download this video and it will go global, because I use a system called OneStream, and this will be posted everywhere. And everywhere this video goes, your picture and text will go too. So this is not, whenever you go live, you're actually creating a part of history. And people, if you go, just off topic, but never mind, because we've got time. If you go to Facebook page and you go to create a studio, which is one of the options down the left-hand side, and then you go to Insights, and you look at videos for the last 30 days, you will see that people have been watching your videos from 2 and 3 years ago. This is a video is forever. So yeah, it's a good idea to actually get your comments on the live video, because then basically it's a memory for you, memory for me, and it helps people actually follow the broadcast, because we went from not knowing who Ed was to who Ed is. So in that way it worked. So yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, so just a reminder, we're talking about 5 common mistakes to avoid in your live stream. Okay, and because this is BeLive, I can quickly do this. If I press the wrong button, this is going to go horribly wrong, but I can then just show it on the screen as text, and that took me a second. Okay, that stops the scrolling. So we've been through the first 2 problems and then the third one. And this is my bête noire. This is where I go wrong. And before I say where I managed to make mistakes, I'm just going to go to Fraser. Hey, hello, Fraser. Hopefully settings now changed. You are you. Excellent. Okay. Yeah. So we've been able to show Fraser's picture. And just a note, Irene Chan, Fraser Hay, who you can see on screen now, and myself are live at 10:30 a.m. British summertime. Hope sun's shining. So we're live at 10:30 tomorrow. That's Irene Chan of Be Live, Stephen Healy of Be Live, and Fraser Hay of Grow Your Own Business. And we'll be talking about marketing. So if you want to know anything about marketing, Fraser's the guy to see. So is Irene. I'm just there really to talk about live video. Nice, half an hour. So 30 minutes in the morning. Okay, so thank you, Fraser, for the comment. Now, I'm going to make this point again because this is vital, because I'm broadcasting in a group. And I'm going to explain why that's a problem in a moment. Why? Well, if you comment, someone else will see this broadcast. Every comment that's made on a live broadcast in a group increases the reach. I'm going to come back to that because that's my fourth point. And we go over to Sophie. Hello again. And will it be possible to organize surveys during the live? There are tools which will allow you to run surveys through the live broadcast. You can't actually do it from within Be Live itself. What you can do is to run the survey on a separate page in your browser and then share it into the group and drop the link every so often so that people actually go over to the page, answer your survey, and then you can do that 3 or 4 times during the broadcast, invite people to go and do the survey. At the end of the broadcast, you can bring the survey on screen and show the results. Okay, so you want your own survey page to capture the details. I mean, it's simplest. It could be just a Google form. Depends what you're doing. That gives you great flexibility, but there's no integral poll or survey in Be Live, but you can bring in a shared one. Okay, so thank you for your comments, and I'm just going to slide back up to my third point. Microphone mishaps. The best way to describe this is you can see me talking now, but you couldn't hear me a moment ago. Now, I got a message in my Be Live studio which said your microphone's on mute. But when you get carried away, it's easy to even miss that. And I've done that. One of the favorite tricks I have is if I just bring this on screen for a moment. If I bring this on screen, a show on screen, and I'll go picture in picture. Okay, is to put a picture full screen and to talk about it and switch my microphone off and forget to switch it back on again. That's something that Fraser, Peter, everybody who knows me knows that is my Achilles heel. When you're showing a video on screen, then you should mute your microphone because you don't want feedback. That's what happens. When I do the show with John on Thursday, inspired by video on Be Live in video group, we play a YouTube video because Be Live is the only place you can play a YouTube video. Now, whilst the video is playing, I mute my microphone and I mute John's microphone so that there's no feedback from either of us, and you can just listen to the YouTube video as if it were on YouTube. Yep. We've got the player within Be Live. We can play YouTube videos. You can play a YouTube video of your own. You can play a YouTube video which is public. I would check first of all, though, this is just an aside. If you're going to play a YouTube video, all you need is a link. Bring the link into your studio. Test it first. Okay. I did a show with Nick Wood. And the show with Nick Wood, we actually reviewed people's YouTube videos. and the number of videos we brought in which were not embeddable, and therefore we couldn't play them, we lost count of. Yeah, that's just an aside. But if you're playing a YouTube video, then you should mute your microphone. Now, on some systems, this happens automatically. Yeah, on BeLive, you give them the choice. Now, it has to be said, well, if you do it consistently, mute your microphone whilst you're playing a video. You won't get echoes. But the thing you've got to do is, as soon as the video is finished, is to switch your microphones back on. I forget. So that's my first tip about microphone mishaps, is do mute yourself. And it's also a good idea to actually mute yourself when you've got a guest full screen. Just mute yourself so that people don't hear accidental noises. But staying with microphones, Peter Stewart, who's still watching, hopefully, and I both use something called crisp.ai, and crisp is spelt with a K. And this is microphone related, and it's related to microphone mishaps as well. One of the problems is that unless you're broadcasting from a soundproof booth, and I'm not, then there's going to be activity around you, whether it's you're in an office at home or you're in an office, as we can do from next Monday. There's going to be noise around you. Now, a couple of months ago, we had a new roof put on, which meant scaffolders, and it meant hammering on the roof. I use crisp.ai, and nobody, apart from John Upton, who's got super hearing, could actually hear a noise. My using crisp, it's paid for itself many times over, because it cuts out, it is noise cancellation software. It cuts out any background noise so that it's just your microphone that's actually appearing in the broadcast. It's not the background noise. And you can't avoid background noise because there are people around you and you can't tell them. I mean, I remember I used to say to Angelica, look, I'm going live for the next hour. Do you mind not moving? Or certainly not coming past my door. But that's a bit unfair. So now I've got Crisp AI. We've got free run, and it makes a heck of a difference to the quality of your sound. Let's take a few comments and we'll carry on with the third point in a second. Okay, and a broadcaster's nightmare. Yeah, microphones are my bête noire. And Crisp is best thing since sliced bread. So there you have it. If Peter Stewart says it, then we're both in agreement. It is. And over to Sophie. And right, okay, I'll take a look at the video. Thank you for the link. I'll take a look at video after the broadcast. If anybody wants to look at the video, then please do, but please come back. Okay. Okay, and over to Silborn, and Silborn is saying, can you post the link to, yeah, it's KRISP.ai. Peter, can you drop the link in, please? Thank you. Right, so Peter will drop the link to Crisp AI in a moment. Okay, so we're on with point 3. So I've admitted, I put my hands up to my microphone nightmare. Okay, but there is another problem with microphones, and that is if you're using your inbuilt microphone, whether you're most welcome. So that's an automatic comment. I'll tell you about those in a minute. And Peter, oh, Nancy, hello, Nancy. Nancy's posted a link. Thank you, Nancy. Right, and it's good to have everyone here and commenting, and Silborn saying thank you. The other thing about a microphone is that it's more important than the video. Now you're going to say, what? It is. I'm going to stick my neck out here and say that quite a few of you are watching this live broadcast in the BeLive community, broadcasters community, but some of you may not be. You're actually listening while doing something else, which is brilliant. It just makes it like a podcast, really. But if my sound was bad, anybody who was surfing at this moment, if my sound was crackly and breaking up, people would stop listening. You've lost a listener. All right. So people start off as viewers, they become listeners, and then they just disappear. Okay. An external microphone is going to make an amazing difference to your broadcast. Now, your computer wasn't designed for live broadcasting unless you've got it built for you. The microphone in a computer, be it Windows or a Mac, is fit for use. I mean, we can't say it doesn't work, but you'll see a dramatic difference in the quality of your audio when you get an external microphone. Now, it doesn't have to be an expensive external microphone. 4 years ago, I started creating Udemy courses, and I did the first course about Be Live 4 years ago. Goodness. And Udemy said you have to have, because they're sticklers over quality, the quality of a Udemy course has to be such that each video is of the best quality it could be, which means not only the visual, but the sound as well. And they said, if you buy a Sony lapel microphone, one that clips on, then that would be good enough. I didn't want to spend dollars. I just wanted a microphone that wasn't my desktop microphone. And it cost me about $35 from memory. A lapel microphone for $35 will change your world audio-wise. If you want to go further than that, then there are a wide choice of microphones that you can actually pick from. Now, unfortunately, we can't test them first. It would be good if we could. But if you want the best way, the absolute best way to find a good microphone is to watch other people's videos and listen as well as watching. And when you find somebody who's got clear, crisp pronunciation on their broadcast, where you can hear the timbre in their voice as they change tone, and it's also clear, ask the host of the show and say, I loved your show today. I enjoyed the audio. Which microphone do you use? And that's a win-win situation, because if somebody asks me which microphone I use, I'm going to say. So do your window shopping, watch live broadcasts, and ask the host which microphone they're using. Getting an external microphone is a game changer. Okay. And we're going to take that off screen because that's the end of topic number 3. And we're sort of going on time. And okay, I'm going to catch up with the comments. And Nancy is saying you're welcome. We're all tuned in. Brilliant. And also, that was the link. If you didn't get it, that's the link for the noise cancellation software. It's not expensive. You can buy an annual license. That is not a commission link. You can test it. You can trial it. The thing to do is to download the software. It sets itself up. It takes your microphone and uses that. Do a test. Do a test recording on Be Live without the microphone, without the noise cancellation, and with the noise cancellation. And the acid test is to take a hammer. Well, not necessarily a hammer. It's to take something and rap on the desk. Yeah. And with a crisp, you will not hear it. Okay. That's how good it is. And Fonz is saying hello. Hello, Fonz. Nice to see you. And Fonz and I will definitely be broadcasting next Monday, if not before. We'll be playing music. And Casey. Okie dokie. And oh, right. Okay. This is the thing I love about live broadcasting, is that when people meet each other for the first time and get to know each other during the live broadcast, everything brilliant. And we say hello to Corinda Singh, who is in London. Hello, Corinda. Thank you for joining us. and Corinda's been saving up comments. And that's an official announcement. I learned two things yesterday, Corinda. One, Clubhouse is on Android, but I'll just divert because I've got time. It's true, you can now download Clubhouse on Android, and if you're in the USA and you get an invite from somebody, I know Molly Mahoney was giving invites out yesterday, then you can go straight onto Clubhouse. If you're in the UK, you can't. I set up my YouTube account. Sorry, I set up my Clubhouse account. I was offered an invitation to join in Messenger, but I couldn't accept it because I gave my phone number, but it wouldn't accept a British phone number because with the 444 code it says it was Britain and it wouldn't actually go ahead with it. So we can download the software, we can be ready. We have to wait until Facebook actually roll it out in the UK. Okay, the next comment. And Corinda and Sophie know each other good. And why the feed buffering? Not at my end. Not at my end, Corinda. Just to refresh. And Corinda definitely wants to do a show. Good. And Corinda again, he's got his Android working. Well, I'll check it out again, Corinda. It is 24 hours since I checked. So I welcome the update and I will try again after this broadcast. Okay, so thank you for watching live. If you've got questions about live broadcasting, then please do ask them. We're on point number 4 of the 5 common things. Okay, this is not necessarily, well, it is a problem. Broadcasting in groups without participating. I'll tell you what I mean. It's simple and straightforward. I will explain. Broadcasting in groups but not participating. If you go live in a group once a week, as I do in a Be Live streaming community, and if that was all I did, then I'm creating problems to ourselves. Let me explain. When you create a Be Live broadcast, it creates a post. And if you're broadcasting into a group, the post goes into the group. Okay. And this is the announcement post. Yeah. This is the first post. Okay. And thank you, Fraser, for the question. It's come up automatically on screen. I will come back to it. You scheduled a post. You've got the post in the group. Yep. If you go to the group and you find your post, then you will see that it has a reach of 0. Bottom right-hand corner of the post. If you're an admin of the group, you can see the reach of a post. Now, the reach of a post is the number of people who Facebook have allowed to see your post in their timeline. It starts at 0. Initially, Facebook doesn't let anybody see your post in a group. And it doesn't matter whether you're an admin or a moderator, Facebook does not allow people to see your post. So, tip number 1, when you post in a group, in order to get things started, do add 1 comment to the post in the group. That tells Facebook that people are interested in your post, even if it's you that's interested, but Facebook doesn't check who it is. It just checks that there has been activity on the post. If there has been activity on the post, then Facebook will increase your reach. So I did this today. I scheduled this show at 1 o'clock into the Be Live group. We'll call it the Be Live group. It had a 0 reach because I'm an admin. I could tell. As soon as I posted a comment from me, then the reach went up to 30. Yeah. which meant that other people could see it. And Nancy, who is watching this broadcast, saw it. And Nancy commented. And the reach increased. Then I replied to Nancy, and the reach increased. More people could actually see the post. Now, if you are going to schedule the show, do it 24 hours in advance. Go into the group and make the first comment. Don't just post and walk away. A bad idea. Make a comment. It can be as simple as, I look forward to seeing everybody on Wednesday. Yeah, but do comment. That's the seed that gets the thing going. 24 hours is enough time for more and more people to see it. And don't let Facebook know you're doing this, but do encourage people to comment. Okay, now a comment increases the reach. More people will see that post in their timeline. A like increases the reach, but not as much as a comment. Yeah. Any activity on the post means that more people see it. Now, I'm going to give you some inside information here, but I'm still speaking generally. If you've got a group with 25,000 members, the maximum reach that you can have, putting all the hard work in, is 10% of your group members. So if you've got 25,000 members, 2,500 people can see it. If you've got 2,500 members, 250 people can see it. Facebook wants you to work for your rewards. And it's saying, look, if you want to broadcast into this group, show me that you and your friends are actually interested in it. And then the reach will increase. So I'll take the points and come back to that in a moment, because it is pertinent. And BeLive does work with LinkedIn, Corinda, correct. And I'm trying not to get sidetracked here. And over to Fraser, who asked a question, which I will come back to, but I'm on a rant at the moment. So I'm just taking a breather. And over to Corinda. And I'm not live on YouTube today, no. I'm in the BeLive group. Good information. Thank you, Peter. And it happens a lot. And over to Selborne. Yeah, the principle's the same. The principle is the same. If you make a post, a text post, a picture post, or a video post, Facebook holds back and says, I'm not going to do anything with that until somebody shows some interest. And as soon as somebody shows some interest, and that somebody can be you, then things begin to take off. Yeah. You've got to get from 0 to 30. That's one comment will take you from 0 to 30. Second comment will take you from 0 to 60. You see where I'm going with this? Every single comment builds up the reach, builds up the number of people who can sit in their timeline. So I've lost, no, I haven't. Fonz is saying, hi, Corinda. And over to Peter again. Peter's saying, try to ask questions that encourage participation is the key, methinks. Yeah, but this is before you're live, Peter. Oh, right. Okay. In the text, you could do that. Yeah. You've got to, but basically, people have got to see it. People have got to see your post. Okay. Now, if you're a normal, everyday Facebook user, encouraging people to see your first post, the post that you made, then the more that you do to promote it, you can share it everywhere, you can tweet about it, you can post it on Instagram, you can promote it every which way, everywhere you've got a social media presence. And just to Fraser's point of earlier, where do you promote? You promote where you are active. If you've got an Instagram account, but you never use it, it's pointless going there. If you've got a Twitter account and you never use it, it's pointless going there. If you've got a Facebook account and you do use it and you are active, promote on Facebook. If you've got a YouTube account, share the YouTube. That's what friends are for. Thank you, Peter. Um, I don't know. There's an automagic facility here which brings comments on without my moving my hands, but it selects the comments. So when a comment appears on screen and you see my face go, what's that? It's because I still can't get used to automagic comments coming in from my BeLive studio. Okay, so share it where you're active is the answer to that. It's good. I mean, tomorrow's broadcast in Grow Your Business is an example. When I create the post tonight, which will go into the Grow Your Business Club and on the Grow Your Business page, I shall make a comment and then I shall share it on Twitter. Okay, I shall share it to my own Facebook pages. Yeah, giving a wider audience, potential wider audience, increasing the reach. Okay. So as a normal Facebook user, you can go away, job done, promoted it, everybody's seen it, everybody could see it, has seen it. Okay, now, it was the same for live broadcasters until last September. That worked for us perfectly. If during the course of the 24 hours that the post was there, you did the work and you promoted it. What is your Twitter name? My name is Stephen Healy. Just a minute. In case you don't know. All right. Okay. Thank you for the question, Peter. My name is Stephen Healy, but without the space. I was in there earlier. I got my Twitter name way before. Okay. Well, I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen. And that's why I've got my agenda down the side here. That's why I made notes about what I was going to talk about. So I can actually bring the agenda back up on screen and say broadcasting to groups without participating is a problem. Okay. Now, we know that when we schedule a live broadcast, Facebook puts a post in the group, and we've just been talking about it and I've been saying the ways that you can actually increase your reach, increase the number of people who can see it. It's in our hands. We can do the legwork. Okay. So come the big day and you go live like I have gone live today. Before I went live, the original post had a reach of around 300. Yeah, so 300 people had the opportunity to see the original post. Okay, and in 2 hours, that's not bad going to get it from 0 to 30 to 60 to 209. But when I went live in the BeLive streamers group 53 minutes ago, Facebook created a new post. Forgot all about the original post that I did 3 hours ago and said, it's a new post. What reach shall we give it? Right. What reach do you think that Facebook gives to a new post in a group? I answered this earlier. When this video went live in the BeLive group, it had a reach of 0. All posts start at 0. So a new video post starts at 0. So when you go live, you've got to do all that work again. You've raised brand awareness on the first post, but nobody knows about the second post. And you've got to start all over again. Now, for obvious reasons, when I go live into the BeLive group, I can't comment on the new post. Yeah. So I am reliant on somebody actually commenting on the post as soon as I go live. It's nice when somebody actually comments straight away, and that's what happened today. It's not a given, but as soon as you get a comment on the post, its reach increases and more people will see the live video, which is why you should put this tagline on your broadcast. You could put it in English as well. It needs translating. If you comment, someone else would see this broadcast. Yep. It's as simple as that. Every comment that you attract on a live broadcast increases the reach, more people will see it. It's true of groups, it's true of pages, it's true of your personal profile. The more activity that the Facebook AI sees on your video post, the more people they will show it to. Right. So what you can do is have a friend in the audience to actually comment. Now, there is no way around this. When this live video scheduling 2 post thing started, we all went, what is going on? Why are they doing this? Why are there now 2 posts? It was simple before. We just had 1 post, we promoted it, and people came and see us. Right, okay. There is some method in this somewhere, but it's not totally apparent. But you have to do work for the second post. Okay. Or you have to have somebody help you do the work for the second post, the video post. There is potentially a reason why Facebook have done the 2 posts, which I'm going to share with you now. I know someone at Facebook. I know someone at Facebook very well. They have now given the opportunity to software houses like BeLive and one other to actually take that second post and cross-post it for us. So instead of us having to do the cross-posting manually, our software could do the cross-posting. Now that would be awesome. So as soon as you go live, the cross-posting goes out to everywhere you want it to go. No extra work involved. Yeah. That's one of the payoffs that's going to come, hopefully, fingers crossed. I have no idea. I have no inside information. I just know that technically it is possible. Right. So back on point for a second. Okay, back on point. We're on point 4. And I just want to round off point 4 before I finally go on to point 5. Broadcasting in groups without participating. If you just go live in a group once a week and expect everybody to rush to your feet and to watch your video, we've already decided that Facebook is going to put the reach at 0 and you've got to work to push it up. But you can give yourself a head start. If you can get to the stage in a group, and you've got to do it group by group basis, you can't do it in one fell swoop. If you want to increase your reach in a group, there is one simple solution, and I'm either crackers, but I'm not. I know this works. This is from personal experience. If you want to succeed in a group, the one thing you have to do is participate. If you want people to come and watch your post, read your post, watch your videos, what do you think you need to do? You've got to go and watch theirs. Okay. If somebody posts in the group that you broadcast into, and that post is interesting to you, comment on the post. Okay, it increases their reach, but it also, that one comment on somebody else's post increases your worth in the group to Facebook. And Facebook says, they're not just posting once a week, they're actually commenting on other people's posts. And they're posting things which are not video. Yeah. The more active you are in a group, the better chance you have of more people in the group being able to see you when you go live. Now, as I'm speaking from experience, okay, I go live in the BeLive group once a week on Tuesdays. Okay. But I also, when anybody posts a question in the group, I answer it. Okay. When anybody posts on the group and I'm interested in it, I comment on it. Okay. I put other posts in the group. On Friday, I will put the weekly thread in the group. All of this is actually building a reputation. And the reputation is not just with fellow group users, it's with Facebook. Facebook is the one in charge. This is Facebook's playground. We play by Facebook rules. The rules are, the more active you are in a group, the bigger your reach. The bigger your reach, the more people will see it in your timeline. As I say, the maximum reach for any given post, and you've got to work hard at it, is 10% of the size of the group. Again, that's from experience. Okay, I've got one more rant to go. So let's take a few comments. And okay, we need to beat that system. We can't beat it, but we can play it. And Nancy's saying, I wish it was the way it used to be. So do I. I mean, I wish it was still one post. It was so simple and so straightforward. And over to Peter. Oh, right, hang on. I've got some guesses coming in. Simples. And 30 and 30. Yeah, okay. Yeah, good. Okay, and Corinda's saying, I agree, Nancy. And Peter Stewart is saying, Corinda, that's a job for you. Okay, Corinda, whenever I go live, just comment. And that would be grateful. I'd be ever grateful. Yes, Peter. Okay, so Corinda's agreed. And you? And over to Nancy. Nancy's saying it was so simple. Yeah, the old system was so simple. Now we have to do twice as much work to get the same result. And Corinda's saying definitely. And over to Nancy again. This is gold. Thank you. And over to Peter. What if you're posting on different accounts? Happy to do that. I mean, there's no problem with that. It's not. If you're posting as your business and as your personal account in the same group, I don't know. You've thrown me in a curve there. I shall check. But I do know if you post in a group as yourself, either a post or a comment, everything that you do in that group works. Now, I know that from the Be Live group. I know that from the InVideo group. John knows the same. The more you do in the group, the better the group likes you. So when I post the video on Thursday for InVideo, it gets some reach straight away. When John posts his video, it gets some reach straight away because we're active in the InVideo group. So we're not just saying this off one group. And John, if he was here, would back me up. And over to Fraser, and Fraser's saying, right, okay, but you can't boost a post in a group. And right, okay, you can. I know. It's a job. Okay, to make me think live, I know. To prove I'm not using a script, I am actually live. I'm not an AI. Okay, so hard work in a group will pay results. It would take a bit of time for Facebook to decide that you are a good egg, but post in the group, not video. Comment on other people's posts, like other people's posts. If you're talking about going live on a page, people post to your page, share their posts. I mean, this morning somebody said, will you share my post? And I said, yes, of course. I like what you're doing. And I shared his post on my page, giving him more reach. So there's all sorts of things we can do. But group-wise, what I'm sort of revolving around today is you've got to put the work in. Okay, all of which brings me, right, okay, and this is 5 common mistakes to avoid in your live stream. And the 5th one today, and in actual fact, I could probably make 2 shows of this. The 5th common mistake is no promotion before your broadcast. Okay, now, even if you go live at the same time every week, you should still be promoting your broadcast afresh each week. You want to reach new viewers. Now, promotion takes the form of a show card, a description, and a link. Those are the 3 things you need: show card, description, and link. That's all you need. And with that information, if it's a Facebook post, share it everywhere on Facebook. No, that's not right, is it? Got to stop myself for a second. Don't share it everywhere on Facebook. Share it on your own pages on Facebook and ask permission to share it everywhere else. Okay, don't just plaster all the groups with something because you think it's a good idea, it doesn't make it a good idea. And I've learned this from experience. If you're going to post it in a group, then ask permission, or I've seen this often, if this post is not acceptable, then please delete. That works too. But do promote, and as I said earlier, promote on the social media that you use. So if you're active on Twitter, set up a tweet. Set up a tweet to go out the day before, set up a tweet to go out hours before, set up a tweet to go half an hour before. 3 tweets, slightly different wording so that Twitter doesn't get annoyed, but do it on Twitter. If you're present on Facebook, share it on Facebook. Do try and do something 30 minutes before the broadcast. And if for those who look at me askance, I am going to start taking my own medicine. Okay. If you're busy on LinkedIn, then showcase it on LinkedIn too. Okay. Facebook, LinkedIn, do it, just do it. So the more you promote a broadcast, the more people will see the post and may come and watch your live broadcast. Which means a show like Blabbing for Britain, which has been running 258 weeks, still needs, no, it's more than that. Running over 5 years, 278 weeks, still needs promotion. So on that note, please promote. And just to run through again, just as a reminder, as we get to the end of this broadcast, I want to say a heartfelt thank you to everybody who's joined me live, and to say that we've talked about not rebooting your machine. We've talked about no agenda and no, okay, microphone mishaps we've talked about. We also talked about broadcasting in groups without participating is a mistake, and no promotion before you broadcast is a mistake. So let's go over to the comments. And the last one, which I love, I want to keep that on screen forever, is from Nancy saying, "This is gold, thank you." A different account, that was Peter. And over to Fraser, and Fraser was saying they want you to boost. They do want you to pay, but you don't need to. Just a word on boosting. Boosting, this is from where I'm stood. Boosting makes you feel good. Okay, if you boost a post to the right audience, then you will get thousands of views. And it will show thousands of views on Facebook. Is Facebook going to take that into account next time you post a video? No. Because Facebook already knows that's a bought audience, a paid for audience. So boosting a post is good for you, but it's not necessarily good. Well, okay, I'm going to stop now. We'll talk about it tomorrow. And over to Peter. That's why television keeps telling us the program is coming on, even though it's been on for the last 25 years. Exactly. The more you repeat it. What is it? You've got to mention something 7 times before people remember it. I know it's some such figure. Right. Okay. This has been, and it's been my pleasure as always, Stephen in Wiltshire in England, and I'm grateful for all of you who've watched live today. If you're watching the replay and you've got this far, amazing, and thank you. This video will not self-destruct. You'll see this video being shared throughout Wednesday. And just a little advert, because the show is on Be Live tomorrow, 10:30, is Fraser Hay, who you've seen earlier, Irene Chan of Be Live, Stephen Healy of Be Live, and we'll be live tomorrow at 10:30 in the UK, talking about business. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the week. I've had a blast. I hope you have too. And carry on commenting, carry on supporting other people. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Talking of which, I will be back here next Tuesday, same time, 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. in the UK. Different topic. The topic is chosen by Bogdan and Alina of Be Live. I'm looking for, I don't even know what it is yet. I've got to wait till next week to find out. Over to Peter. Very informative, the reason I keep in touch. Thank you. Okay. Bogdan and Alina, thank you for the intriguing title of today's broadcast. Thank you, everybody who's watching. Take care, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.